It's fair to say that all of us here enjoy the freedom of religion that comes with the First Amendment. Well, today I will be informing you about the lack of such freedom in other places of the world, specifically China. To be more precise, I will be talking about a banned Chinese practice called Falun Gong, what it is, and the perspective around it. Falun Gong is a religious or self cultivation practice that promotes the moral philosophy of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance to help identify what is considered morally wrong. The spiritual movement draws emphasis on morality and the theological nature of its teachings. Meditation is heavily practiced, and their goal is to ultimately achieve spiritual enlightenment. They do this by eliminating negative thoughts and behaviors in addition to enduring hardship. The highlight of this practice is to expel negative karma and accumulate virtue. Unfortunately, the Chinese government views Falun Gong practitioners as a threat to their rule. Communism is the main ideology within China, thus, the rise of a new and different theory of thought jeopardizes the one already in place. The Chinese government fears they will lose control, which would cause devolution. On the UN Refugee Agency website, they declare that the estimated number of Falun Gong practitioners in 1999 was close to 70 million. Therefore, the Chinese Communist Party became hostile towards practitioners due to the growing influence and size of the movement, its independence from the state, and its spiritual teaching, which in turn caused sectarian violence to emerge. To shut down the growing support of Falun Gong, the Communist Party started a campaign with the purpose of eradicating them. They used wide-scale propaganda, created a security agency called the 610 Office, and made it illegal to practice Falun Gong. Most found practitioners of Falun Gong are subject to illegal imprisonment, forced labor, torture, arbitrary execution, and non-consentful organ harvesting, as a means of re-education and making those who practice recant. In addition, the reputation of Falun Gong is warped and disgraced to make them seem like a malicious cult. The government has control of most platforms: newspapers, television, radio, internet, the judiciary, the police, the education system. Therefore, having heavy influence over the public and those who are ignorant. Instead of giving people the choice and the ability to process their own beliefs, most of the decision is made for them, causing their opinions to align with the government. An article published on The Economist recalls the director of Center for Studies on New Religions, Massimo Intervene, stating that the current following of Falun Gong is only 5% of what it was at its peak. To put it in perspective, if this whole chart represents Falun Gong followers at its peak of 70 to 100 million, then this piece right here is the 5% following it has today. Because of China's government, the public becomes desensitized and many Falun Gong practitioners are displaced. They then seek refuge from Australia, Hawaii, and Canada, to name a few places. The most notable Falun Gong refugee is Sun Yi, made known from the documentary Letter from Messenjaya, who had to flee Jakarta, Indonesia. There and in other places, such as Canada, they are forced to claim refugee status. In recognition of this information, one can help by listening to their story, displaying compassion, and spreading their message. This topic caught my interest because I think exploring different ideology helps me relate to others and understand cultures better. Additionally, I think it's a good reminder that the privilege I have is important. It prompts me to break out of the naive bubble I am in and be more appreciative. I hope you are able to do the same through this presentation and gain more awareness about what Falun Gong is. Thank you.